So, Life is Strange. Yes, John, indeed it is. Life is Strange. The game has never been really super duper good. And it's always had, you know, messaging. Um, you had the first game with Max and like Nathan was the he's the evil rich white guy. And then you had the teachers like, oh no, he's a super evil white guy. And then, a Chloe step douche was like, oh my god, he's a super evil white guy, even though he wasn't actually evil. He was just a douchebag. Um, and then you have the thing with her, Chloe and Max, and at the very end, they're like kind of, and then before the storm with her, with Chloe and Rachel, like halfway through, they're finally, which, I mean, that tension was so thick throughout the game, you could cut that thing with a knife. So when that moment finally happened, you're like, yes, yes, we've been waiting for this moment. And then Life is Strange 2 comes out, and it's, oh man, an evil racist cop killed my dad. And oh man, look at these evil Republicans. Because they had like stand-ins for MAGA. Um, and then you had people calling them like, I think like outright racial slurs and everything because, oh, MAGAs are all racist people and they just use racial slurs. So really heavy-handed with the messaging. Um, and then you had the third one, which was like what, feelings or whatever. But Double Exposure is by far the most ridiculous of them. And so this is saying Life is Strange Double Exposure developer announces layoffs after pushing degenerate LGBTQ plus messaging. I think the game was just bad. The premise of the game was stupid to begin with. You're taking Max, right? Max Caulfield, who in the first game goes through and realizes that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be rewinding time because every time I do, something bad happens. And yet, here we are, a new game with Max Caulfield, and she's shredding the fabric of time and space to once again save her friend. Why? Did she learn nothing? Did she learn? And the first time, it was just rewinding time. Here, she's ripping through the very fabric of space and time into alternate dimensions. She's like, well, I'm not really rewinding time this time, so it should be good. Rip. So the whole premise is stupid. She's basically like if you watched Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I basically, so season 4 or the final season, I think it was season 4. There's two Sabrinas, Sabrina Spellman, Sabrina Morningstar. There's not supposed to be two Sabrinas at one time. It's causing everything to go out of whack, and the cosmos is basically collapsing. So, in order to prevent that from happening, they open up a thing for another parallel universe, and they send Sabrina Morningstar over there. Great. The day is saved. But then she gets there. She ends up in the Endless, which is one of the Eldritch Terrors that they're fighting. And then there's counterparts for all the people she already knows. So there's another Hilda, another Zelda, and Ambrose, and then at the end, the Cosmic is like doing a drive by and just consuming everything in its path, including the Endless. And things start to get really bad, and she tries to save as many people as possible. She's like, I'll save you guys. It's like, bitch, why do you think you ended up there in the first place? Just two Sabrinas were enough to kind of shred through the fabric of the cosmos and bring it to near collapse. What do you think would happen if there were two Zeldas, two Hildas, two Ambroses, two Rozes, two Harveys? Did you learn nothing? And this is exactly what Max is doing. So I think it's not because of the LGBTQ plus messaging, because it's always had that. I think the game was just bad. And apparently, like, both endings from the game are canon. so Chloe survives and Arcadia Bay gets destroyed or whatever. So like you have the choice of destroying Arcadia Bay to save Chloe or save Chloe and let, Arcadia Bay be destroyed. But here apparently both are canon. She survives and Arcadia Bay survives or something. Um so everyone's like it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Um but Deck 9 Games announced it was laying off a number of employees in the wake of its Life is Strange double exposure game, pushing, yeah, like I said, I don't think that's the case. Like, I'm all for blaming this stuff sometimes, but I don't think that's the case because these games have always been like that. They've always been heavy-handed with the messaging. Like I said, the second game was, oh no, a racist cop killed my dad. He hates it. He hated us because we're Mexicans. Yeah, they were Mexicans, and they were trying to flee to Mexico. The dude and his brother, the little brother who gets the superpowers and all that, they were trying to go to Mexico. So, yeah, it was, oh no, racist cop shot my dad. So the games have always been like this. So I don't think it's because of some pride flags or whatever I think it was just the premise of the game was stupid. Like, I just think the premise of the game was stupid. My princess. Princess Zelda. Zelda. Come here. Come on. Come on. Good. Come on. Be a good girl and jump up. Come on. Jump up. Come on. She's like, no, Grandpa. You pick me up. I am the Royal Highness here. For everyone who doesn't know, this is Zelda. Yes, Zelda, named after the princess herself. Mwah. What you doing, baby? Mwah. What you doing? She's such a sweet girl. She's such a grandpa's girl. Her, Roxas, they just want to be around grandpa all the time. Ain't that right, baby? Ain't that right, baby? Little Zelda. My little Zelda. He's like, I love you, Grandpa. Your heart makes your touch makes my heart flutter. Are you making biscuits? What kind you making? He's like, I could tell you, but you don't want to know. Bokoblin biscuits. Num 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 num. Bokoblin guts. Nothing but the finest. Nothing but the finest. But yeah, so I don't think it's the messaging. Deck 9 Games CEO Mark Lyons shared on Twitter, today we are sad to share, actually we'll just read this because sometimes they just spell things wrong and I get tired of it. Today we are sad to share the news that we must say goodbye to some of our talented team members. This was an extremely difficult decision and reflects the challenging times many companies in this industry are currently facing because game companies keep producing crap. Oh, you're purring like a whore. He's like, I am, but I'm your whore, Grandpa. We are extremely grateful to every individual who has dedicated their hard work, passion, and commitment to making transformative entertainment with us. To those of you leaving the studio due to these changes, thank you for sharing your talents with us. You will be given a jelly bean and some lemonade for your troubles. We are proud of what we were able to accomplish together, and we are committed to supporting you in this transition in any way that we can. No, no, you're not getting on my computer. Huh. Very expensive. What? Huh. I don't know. I love you. What's with the face? She's just like, I love you. Huh. Can I eat your face? Just like, ah. It just doesn't care. Go on. Oh, let me move it down. Oh, wow, that is bad. That is bad. The announcement comes a little over a month since the company released Life is Strange Double Exposure. The game only hit an all-time peak of just 8,500 when it was released. In the past 24 hours, it only had a peak concurrent of just 455. And you can see it's yeah, the 9th. So this was written today. The game was added to Cabrutus Rambo's Sweet Baby Inc. detected Steam curator list due to Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement with the game. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I know. Here, like here's my shocked face. She's the royal exposure. She's like, ooh. Okay, I can pull my pants back down. I pulled the leg of my pants up just for that little bit. It's kind of cold in here, so I was just bleh. Back down they go. DEI detective reported that James W., a writer on the game, is also an employee of Sweet. Of course. Of course. Sweet Baby Inc. also listed Deck Nine Games as one of its clients before scrubbing its website. Furthermore, the game features LGBTQ propaganda and ideology. I mean, it's always been that way. Contains overtly pro-LGBTQ plus messaging, features multiple LGBTQ plus characters and interactions. It's always been that way. There's a prominent rainbow flag in the snapping turtle bar. Again, I don't think it's this. I think it was just a bad game. Again, the premise of the game made no sense. You take a character who should have learned her lesson the first time, but oh no, my friend's in danger. I have to do something. No, you don't. Remember every time you tried to help Chloe? Remember what happened? There you go. You're not just rewinding time this time. You're ripping through the very fabric of space and time into alternate dimensions. Oh, it's different than last time. This should be perfectly safe. You know, the nosebleeds and the feeling weak, and sometimes your rewinding powers didn't work because you used them too much. Yeah, and how every time you tried to save Chloe, something happened, something terrible happened usually. Why would you do that all over again? And again, like I said, I think the end of the story, or the ending where you have to make the choice, it doesn't even matter because everybody lives. Everybody lives. So I think it was just a bad game. It was just a bad game. The game has always featured, you know, feminist messaging, and like I said, the entire second game was, "Oh, go back to your own country, you freaking Mexican," and a racist. He killed my dad, and oh man, those Donald Trump supporters. I forgot what they called them in the game, because I don't think they used his name, but yeah, they were stand-ins for MAGA. So the games have always been like this. I think it was just bad. After you have a game about feelings, and then we go, it's like, oh my god, it's Max. What kind of crazy antics will she get into this time? And then you see her doing the very same thing she was supposed to learn the lesson from the last time. That maybe if you have powers, with great power comes great responsibility. And clearly she's not responsible. Because she's doing it all over again. But I gotta save my friend. No, you don't. Just let them die. Maybe it's part of the world's plan, and you messing with the very fabric of time and space isn't gonna change it. You know? So, let me know if you played the game, what you thought of it. But the games, they're really not that interesting. You're walking around, and all the dialogue with the characters, it feels like it takes forever. They all talk like they're just so tired. It was so hard to get through the line. You know, it's a slog fest when it comes to dialogue. When they do it good, when it's done right, it's really good. But most of that was done in Before the Storm. Like a lot of Rachel's stuff. Rachel's was really good. But most of it's just like a slog fest of, you know, waiting there for like a minute just for one person to say a sentence because they just talk so slow. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't think it was the messaging. It was just a bad game. Normally, you think I'm the first one to jump on the train of, oh yeah, blame the LGBTQ plus and the wokeness and whatever. No, it was a bad game. The games have always been like that. As a person who played the first two games, you know, Life is Strange and Before the Storm, I know exactly what they're filled with. So, but anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.